Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to the review of our journal that we've been creating through Journal in January. We've created 28 magnificent pages ranging from the quite simple up to the quite advanced, I would say. Something for everybody, and you can slowly see how our techniques change throughout the pages. And I've got to say, it's been so enjoyable for me to create something just that little bit different and to be able to share my memories of Create 4, the Anna Griffin experience of a lifetime, and that's what it was. Who'd have thought little old me would have travelled from my rural setting all the way to Atlanta, to the big city, and not only that, but meet so many lovely people and teach. It was a dream come true for me, and I loved every minute of it, all of it, even the achy feet. It was just out of this world. It was mind-blowing, and I'm so pleased that you've allowed me to share and indulge me for making a journal of my experience. I just hope you've enjoyed it as much as me. So now we're going to review the journal and go through it page by page and look at some of the techniques that we've covered. For anybody that's maybe not watched the whole series as we've built it up, maybe this is the only episode that they're going to watch. So we're going to go through it and just remind ourselves of how we've got to where we are. So maybe you want to fast forward it because you don't want to hear me waffle on about what we've done. Or maybe you just want to go through it to remind yourself and make notes. I'm looking forward to seeing your journals, and I'm looking forward to seeing your memories. And, you know, I hope it's kind of made you think, you know what? I can do that with my recipes. I can do that with my pictures of my pets, with the pictures of the kids, the grandkids. Whatever it is, it's your memory. And that's what's precious and important. Maybe you're going to make it for somebody else. And on a serious note, maybe you're going to make it for somebody else who's got an illness. This is a great way of helping them keep remembering places, people. Make sure you add people's names, dates, things like that. And that will help them on their road through their journey that they're going through. That's why they call them memory books. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword there. It can give great comfort and it can give great excitement. For me, it's the excitement side. So this is our journal. We started off on day one with an introduction to everything we're going to use. We've probably thrown everything that we've used out the window and we've used things that are completely different. Because as I've gone along, I've thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to use this or I'm going to use that. So that bit, maybe tongue-in-cheek with what we were going to use. But I've tried to kind of use everything that I mentioned. So then on day two, we had journal prep where we took our pages out, the extra pages. We added our washi tape and we made the front. And we made the front of our journal by paper weaving through our base page, adding our tonic Nouveau drops, rubber stamping using the Rose collection from Anna Griffin, using one of the stamps from the Easter and the Love rubber stamps from Anna Griffin. I used Maya Road rub-ons for the front and the wording. I wish I could write that neat. Somebody wrote and said, is that your writing? I wish. My writing looks like a spider's crawled across the page. So that's not quite mine. You'll see mine as we go through. I tried to do it neatly as well. Anyway, that's beside the point. So that's our front page. So we've left the next page blank, just in case I want to add anything personal. So our first page is our preparation, journey prep. One very uninteresting photos. We have our tick list. We used a method of fine lining around embellishments from the Painted Garden card making collection from Anna. And it was just adding things to a page to make it look like you're doing something with it and you're sharing and adding your memory. Page 2. Oh, and I must have added all the page numbers. Page 2, passports, packing the car up. So we've embossed, we've used embellishments, rubber stamping, cut them out, embellishments from different die sets, the Laurel set from Anna Griffin, added paper clips, little bit of journaling, the dates. Page 3, so it's kind of like, this is the hotel we're staying in overnight, adding information from mementos, and this was one of the hotel information booklets, so we were able to take a few pieces of that out with the photo of the hotel. Then we had our overnight stay, so we had our bed, the picture from the brochure of how the bed looks. See, I'm trying to say how it should look, but, you know, it wasn't quite like that. The food, again, something from their information leaflet from the hotel. Rubber stamping directly onto a page, incorporating the fine lining and the tabs from the tonic tab die set. And then we've got our flags, incorporating where we depart Manchester. One of the most uninteresting photos that you could take, and believe me, we can take uninteresting photos, but then you can build a story around them, because it's not uninteresting to you, it's part of your journey. And that's the board that tells you what gate to go to, etc. So my scrawly handwriting, nearly ready to fly off into the sunset, no delays, time for duty free. We've got the date, the day, help me remember when in years to come. Then we've got our page 6, which is the plane and the tickets. So where I've photocopied the boarding passes, and then we've incorporated the photo. Instead of putting it straight, we put it with the angles, incorporating extra embellishments, using our washi tape. And now it's the case of in flight, and we are showing our flight path, Again, not the most interesting of photos, but for us it's a memory. We've got our serviette from Virgin Atlantic, the washi tape, we're starting to add paper for the background, and then we've got in flight and two happy people together. We're incorporating our die cuts. Obviously our happiness came in a bottle and a can. We've included quotes and sentiments. So now we've got our New York approach, and this is where we start adding our extras in different ways and methods. So that's our postcard that we've added, where we can see the photos of New York in the distance, the Big Apple, using different backgrounds. And then we've got two more, not the most exciting photos. A Delta biscuit. Who'd have thought a biscuit, would be so interesting. But the size of it, I couldn't get a scale of the size. It was just, a big size biscuit. We've got the time, destination photos. We've got a copy of our boarding passes, again incorporated with the method of adding items. Adding our feelings, adding different labelling. Now, a rainy night in Georgia on page 11, and adding the words from the song, incorporating background papers, little bit of journaling, and just, it's a simple page, but we're starting to gather, lots more detail on the page. Page 12, the preparation for the make and take. So I've added a memento, we've got 2 gorgeous photos, lots of journaling on here, getting ready, meeting everybody. We've used stenciling on the background, so we're including another technique. And all the time when I'm turning the pages, we're using our washi tabs to turn the pages. Gala night. So this was page 13. And this was kind of like where we were all together in the same place at the same time. Most enjoyable evening, gorgeous meal. We've got our table numbers, little bit of journaling. Again, we've added embellishments, a few more embellishments now. And it was just a good time had by all. Page 14, Good Morning Atlanta. And we could see Atlanta in the distance, and adding maps and information about Atlanta and the techniques for the folded pages and using the drop down sections and just being able to do everything all on one page, she says, and just making it all movable and interactable and, you know, just kind of cool. So page 15, we've got our class prep, using the Anna Griffin tassel dies, using the border stickers from Anna Griffin, including Nouveau drops to add details. Not a lot of journaling on this page. You don't need a great deal, but it shows what it is, you know, exactly what it is, preparation for the class. And I just want to point this out, actually. My name's on those boxes. How awesome was that when I walked in class and I saw all these boxes with my name on? And it was just so cool. So page 16. And this is our class setup. Empty class, full class, all the kits on the tables with the Empress machines and everything. Little bit of journaling, who was there. And those are the most important bits, to keep adding the information of who was there, when it was, because those are the details that you will probably forget as time goes by. So there's me outside the class with the big easel card sign for what class it was, and it was just awesome. Page 17, this is me in action, class in action. And this, I think, is just the most fabulous page. We've got our easel photo. And I think that is a super cool idea, where we've made the action for it. We've got our extra information underneath. We've got our journaling. We've got our photos of the class in action there. How I felt, how cool it was. These are great techniques for journaling, for adding that extra touch to your journals. Next, we've got page 18, which was the food walk. Now, this was my husband's food walk that he went on, and he enjoyed. We've got the technique for adding extra photographs onto the page. Maybe you haven't got enough room. Maybe you need to add lots of information. And that was just a great technique. Next, we've got page 19. So we've got quite a straightforward page at one side with our quote and sentiment underneath. And then on the second page, we've got our technique of adding things over the photos. So we've got a bar bill that we've added. We've got our what we felt, a moment on my lips, a lifetime on my hips. My toasted cheese and ham sandwich, you know, I love them. So then we've got the Walking Dead. Now, I'm not referring to my husband, I'm referring to the trip that he went on. So this is incorporating something completely different into our journal. And it's just everything and more, because we've got the added functions of the different techniques that we've used. So it's kind of like just all fabulous. I think it is. So next we've got our warehouse tour, the warehouse sale. We've got our paper charms. We've got our extended photograph. We've got me looking at everything I'm purchasing, the invoice for the backing paper. It was just a super cool day, and I think that's a great page, sums it up. The technique for the pocket, could add lots more in there. The long photograph, I think that's a really good tool on a phone now. Page 22, shopping in the mall, and our only Christmas page that we've got in our journal. Our little bag that we've made. We've used our tassel die for the background. Bit of journaling. Our Christmas embellishments. Building the page up with the border strips. And it just looks super cool. Page 23, the Cheesecake Factory. You just couldn't not go. I'm sorry, it was just like, wow. We've got the technique for adding just a sentiment, do what you love, love what you do. Our photo of the Cheesecake Factory, it's not the best photo in the world, but it works well. We've got all our little sentiments. We've got the photo of the cheesecake. We've incorporated the do-craft cake and the sentiments and the rubber stamping on the background. Page 24, and this is time to come home, sadly. Now this page we've got a longer photo, we've incorporated a great background, we've used the embellishments, we've made our own embellishments to go on here with our list, our breakfast list, and then we've also used the dies to make something jump out, adding our tabs, more journaling, our paper clips, using die cuts as a background on top of our layers. So you can see how we've progressed from not only adding the backgrounds but the die cuts and just building. So this is page 25 and this is goodbye to the hotel. So we've got all our little feelings and emotions in these envelopes. And then we've got our extra little bits and pieces in our protectors with the room key, the photo of the hotel. We've made our own embellishments for the photo and layered it as you would for a card or a scrapbook, incorporating ripping and tearing. So next we're kind of going a little bit, I want to say to the dark side, but I don't mean, you know, it's kind of, we're getting more mixed media now because we're incorporating rub-ons and more stamping and adding lots of things to look at, and the interactive side, boarding passes, tickets, stamping front and back, using rub-ons, using our journaling, and then being able to see the photo underneath. And then page 27, where I think we have gone all mixed media now, because we're using our decoupage, the true decoupage, with stamping and colouring, and then incorporating items all around a butterfly biscuit. Who would have thought that? Little bit of journaling. We've got our large paper clip with the butterfly, 6 butterflies with different sentiments and tones underneath, just to show how I was feeling at the time. And then lastly, our last page is using our vellum. So we've got the picture of where the car was parked, time to pick the car up and homeward bound, incorporating our die cuts, our torn paper, our vellum, and then the very final page is just making the protectors with the vellum, so you can imagine what it'd be like in a wedding album. It would be awesome. Our little extra tags, and then the last page in the journal where I've popped my extra postcards. That is the thickness of our journal that we've created, and I think it has just been the best to be able to create something so personal and share it with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think. I know a couple of you are holding back from saying anything till you've watched it all. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's shown you different techniques that you can use. Maybe not in journaling or scrapbooking. Maybe you want to incorporate them into your card making. That would be a good idea. I just hope it's given you an idea of what you can achieve. I'm by no means a journaler, but I am so happy with this, and I can't wait to now go show my friends and my husband this journal, because he's not seen it yet. And I just hope that it will bring back all the memories for him as well and make him smile. And I hope my friends enjoy seeing my photos like this, rather than just going, oh, and this was us here, and this was this brick wall, and this was this butterfly biscuit, and this was downtown Atlanta, because this tells a story, and that's what it's all about. So I'd just like to say a huge thank you for sticking with me for 31 days, all through January. And you know what? I actually said to my husband on day 19 or whatever it was, I'm never doing this again. But now I've come to the end of it and I've enjoyed it so much, I would do it again. So if you have any ideas of what I should maybe do as a mini-series, let me know. I think we won't do a mega series for a while. Give me a chance to recover. But if there's any mini-series that you think I could cover an item and do 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 episodes on, let me know. And I shall put it on my list and see what I can do. So thank you so much for sticking with me. It has been a pleasure. And I shall see you for projects, normal projects, Monday and Fridays for now. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.